Well, I'm here at the Bustamante show. I'm speaking to, what is your name?
My name is Kelly Moore.
Kelly Moore. Now,
Don't take a picture of me.
Kelly, I understand that, did you say that your mother was the founder of the country show?
Yes, the California Country Show.
And so, what was it like growing up with a woman that was so committed? Because I know these country people are wackos. They believe in this stuff so much
Well,
that it's more religion to them than just a bunch of items.
I would never call it quite a religion, but a passion, sure. My mother had a passion for American antiques.
And why did she have such an extreme passion as to have her own show? Because it's not easy putting on a show. Or was it? Maybe was it a breeze putting on a show?
It took some doing, and she got it going, and she got all the dealers that she knew, and it snowballed. There were a lot of American dealers up in the San Francisco Bay Area. I remember these dealers, Isbell, and there were a lot of dealers in Los Gatos and in Palo Alto and Los Altos. And she formed the core of the show around those dealers, and in the end there were, I don't know, she would have shows with as many as 100 country dealers.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, and it was a great show to go to if you had a yen for country antiques, because there was everything there.
And so, where was the first show? The first show actually held. What was the venue that it was held at? Do you remember that?
I think it started at the History House. Sometimes she had the show at there was a place in San Jose that was associated with mentally handicapped adults, and they had a venue there, and part of the gate always went to the charity that was behind the show location. So part of the gate went to fund the Los Altos History House. Part of the gate went to the handicapped adults place. I can't remember what it was called, but.
So about what year was that she had her first show?
Well, this was the 25th year. This last show was the 25th anniversary show.
So that means it was 25 years ago, so it was about 1985.
I guess so, 1985.
So where do you come into all of this? You're actually doing this. Did you get the religion, or are you still forced into doing it, or you legitimately like doing it? How did you?
My house is American country. I mean, my taste in furniture runs American country. I was raised with it, and to me, there isn't any other kind of furniture to have.
So when you walk into a home that's filled with Art Nouveau or modernism or arts and crafts, you're like, oh my God, don't these people know that there's some good stuff available, and they're living in the squalor?
To everyone, to each their own. And I can appreciate somebody else's style. I just wouldn't want to live in it.
And so, what do you do in the real world?
I was a lawyer for 20 years. And
so you were. Why are you no longer a lawyer?
Why would anybody be a lawyer is what I ask you.
Because their minds clashing over the great issues.
Well, I found that my mind was clashing over petty issues with lawyers.
Petty issues. But what is a real petty issue? There was a woman who complained that she was required to sit in seat 12 when she wanted to sit in seat 11. Now, is that a petty issue?
Is that a lawsuit that you heard of?
Yeah, that was a lawsuit.
Good Lord. I don't know. My last big client was Anna Nicole. So. But
that petty issue, that woman wanted to stay in row 11. That was Rosa Parks. And that petty issue is the civil rights movement.
It's true.
And so the big issues, there's no battlefronts that really look big. The battlefronts are these little tiny things.
You should have been a lawyer. You have a passion for it.
Well, I majored in philosophy. And
did you?
Most lawyers are either political science majors or philosophy majors, I would assume.
Writing is a good skill too.
Well, I'm a journalist.
Yes.
So what did you decide to do post-legal career?
I'm a writer.
You're a writer. And what are the kind of things that you've written so far?
I wrote a book called Deadly Medicine, which was a New York Times bestseller.
And what was the subject of it?
It was a true crime story.
It was a true crime story. And what was the essence of the crime?
I don't know if you've heard of Janine Jones. She was one of the few female serial killers, and her victims were all babies in the intensive care unit. And she was a form of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. She liked to inject the babies with various forms of toxic drugs and cause extreme emergencies. And sometimes she would do it in the same baby over and over again.
So what was her motivation for doing that?
She liked the emergency. She liked the thrill of the emergency. She liked saving the baby. She liked it when the baby died and she could carry the baby around and weep over it. You know, it was the authenticity of emotion. She was an inauthentic person looking for authenticity, is my opinion about Janine.
Wow. So how long did you research her before you decided to commit yourself to writing a book about that?
I think we researched her for 2 years and interviewed.
Well, I mean, before, obviously at a certain point, she came on your radar, and
a friend of mine
you had
was an assistant DA on the case.
Uh-huh.
That's how she came on my radar.
And he told you about her.
She
and
told me about her.
She told you about her, and so you started thinking about her and reading about her, and then at a certain point, you decided to write a book about her.
My husband at the time and I decided to write a book about her almost immediately. It seemed like an opportunity too good to pass up.
Wow.
So we trotted on down to Texas and spent many months tracking down people and interviewing them and doing the research. And we spent a couple of years writing the book, and it sold and it did very well. They made a television movie out of it, and this is all very far afield from antiques.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, there.
How you doing, Frank?
Doing okay?
How's everything with Marty? I haven't seen her in a while.
Oh, well, she's same old Marty.
Yeah. Take care.
Okay. Well, I don't know. One of my last interviews was a woman who narrated Hillary Clinton's book.
Really? Did she?
Yes,
And she sells antiques.
that's right. Well, you're a best-selling author and you're selling antiques. The antique business is not like any other business.
No, it isn't. It collects the oddballs, doesn't it?
Well, it collects very interesting people.